Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome to Madrid, that's where we currently are at the moment. This is our third day in Madrid and we're on a campsite. It's really out of season, so the campsite is quite quiet. We've got like no one behind us and no one beside us that side either, so it's been lovely just having this peace and quiet and being able to like open the van doors in the morning and let the dogs do a bit of exploring without them intruding on anyone else's campsite. But the other thing is that it's not the quietest here though. There are main roads like there and all around the campsite pretty much, because this is like an inner city campsite. It's not really, it's on the outskirts of Madrid. Anyway, we're in Madrid. Previous to this, we've been in Euskal for most of our stay on mainland Europe, which is in northern Spain, and we absolutely loved it there. We felt like we couldn't leave, and actually the only reason we have left is because there's snow forecast and it was becoming quite windy, rainy, difficult to manage living in a van. So we decided to come further down the country where there's less rain and no snow. Another reason why we've come to Madrid, and the main reason actually, is because we really wanted to see one of the most famous paintings in the world, Pablo Picasso's Guernica. The painting is currently at the Reina, Sofia Modern Art Museum in central Madrid, and we went to the museum yesterday. I really wanted to film the process of seeing the painting in real life, but the only part of the museum that you can't photograph or film in is those rooms where the Guernica painting is and all of the sketches that Picasso made. So I have no footage of us seeing the painting for the first time. I think it's something that's going to really stick with me, that viewing experience. And I think that's mostly because we also, whilst we were in northern Spain, we visited and stayed in the town of Guernica. We're in Guernica this morning. We went to a park up last night just outside Guernica, about 8 minutes away. We just drove in and we parked up and we're about to walk around the town. It's pretty cool so far. Guernica is a town in the province of Biscay in the autonomous community of the Basque Country in Spain. With a population of roughly 16,000, it's a small town with a tight-knit community and is an important political and historical location for the Basque people. As we were walking round, we observed how many of the buildings in the town centre, especially the housing, looked recently built and or restored. There were visual reminders on every corner of the tragic history of this town. On the 26th of April 1937, Guernica was bombed by German and Italian fighter jets on behalf of the Spanish fascist dictator Franco during the Spanish Civil War. For over 3 hours, 100,000 pounds of high explosive bombs fell on the village on a busy market day, killing adults, children and animals. A Monday market day was chosen by the fascists as a way to kill as many people as possible, local or visiting. The fires that engulfed the town in the aftermath burned for 3 days, and 70% of the town was destroyed. It is estimated that 1,600 civilians, 1/3 of the population of Guernica, were killed or wounded. One of the most important political and anti-war artworks ever created is a depiction of the Guernica bombings by Spanish artist Pablo Picasso. There is a replica of the painting on tile in the town. I think I wanted to go see Picasso's Guernica because it's known as being one of the most famous political paintings to have ever been created. I think I'm really interested in the politics of art and how visual art can be used as a tool of movement building and as a political tool. I think I'm still learning about that and still wanting to read about that. But standing before Picasso's painting was a really poignant moment. When I said I was struggling to see the point in art and prioritising art, that's not the full picture really. That's how I feel some of the time. And then other points I really see the importance of art and know that I will never give it up. And I think I'm always searching and looking for proof that art is important, and when I see other illustrators using their skills to challenge the fossil fuel industry, for example, I am just so there for it. And also I think art is really good for like inspiring others to find their power, inspiring others to understand an issue more clearly.
Good boy. Oh yeah. Midge! Midge! Good boy, listen up. No more. Good boy. Woo! That freaked me out with him, Midgey. Oh my gosh.
I just walked the dogs. I just fed them their dinner. Midge went crazy outside. He's been doing that lately, like just does these zoomies. I thought he was too old for that. He used to do it a little bit when we first got him. For a moment there I was a bit scared that he was going to run and not stop and run out of the campsite and onto the road. He just wanted to run to the van and back, which is fine. I should have more trust in him. It's 3:30. I haven't had any lunch and I can't be bothered to make any. Craig's out today. He's in Madrid just exploring the museum district area, and I said I'd just stay here and get some work done, which is what I've done. I think he feels a bit guilty because I'm working and he's out exploring, but honestly I don't mind at all. I like my alone time and also I like my job and it gives me like creative satisfaction, so I don't mind at all. And it also brings me a lot of happiness to know that my job has enabled Craig to have this freedom, because his previous job was extremely taxing and yeah, he's basically just having a bit of a break from work, and it's nice that I'm able to, my job can support us provided we live in a van. It did involve a bit of tweaking to be able to survive off one income. That's why we're doing this. It's just nice that he can go off and explore and learn stuff, and he's learning Spanish at the moment and he's reading, and it's just nice. I'm just really thankful that my job can support us having this transient lifestyle for a bit. Craig's going to be back in about an hour or so, I think. I think I'm just going to have some snacks, some nuts, some dried figs. I'm going to make myself a hot drink because it is cold today. I've got this, which is like a fruit puree thing. It's basically just like adult baby food, but I really like it. It's kind of like a smoothie. Quentin, what? Quentin's just up there in the cab servatory. He likes it up there because the sun comes in and it makes like a nice heat trap for him. Donde está my black pencil? There it is. This is a lovely pencil. So I'm trying to follow along with an artist I'm subscribed to on Patreon, and they have a YouTube channel. It's called Countryside Chronicles, and they are doing a year in the nature journal, which is like weekly prompts for different nature observations and keeping a nature journal. And last week the prompt was moss and lichen, so I drew this in my journal, this one here, a pine cone with moss and lichen on it, like a study from life. This week the prompt is mammals of the woodland. I haven't seen any mammals, but I've had a few instances that have inspired me, and the first one is something that I saw on TV. On the local news there was a story about a wild boar running through this Spanish city. I didn't catch which city it was. They're usually very elusive, so you don't usually see them. I've never seen one, but I really do love wild boar and I would really like to draw one. And also the other day, maybe about a week or so ago, we came across a dog that was running in the road. Luckily, a driver that passed us flashed its lights at us, just to like a little warning, and we were like, what's that about? But it made us more conscious of our surroundings, and we saw this dog zigzagging across a road. It seemed really dangerous, and it was kind of following this guy on a bike, on a mountain bike. The guy on the bike was not keen on the dog following him and was trying to shoo him away, but The dog was staying quite close to him, which I actually think was quite smart of the dog, because if your eye doesn't see the dog, your eye was drawn to the bike, so you're more cautious, and it was probably saving it from being run over. So we pulled over and someone else pulled over, and they explained to us the dog was part of a hunt. It had this big GPS tracker on a big collar, and it was like flashing, but it lost the hunt. And apparently hunt dogs appear on the roads quite a bit, and they do get run over and injured. It's really sad, and obviously I don't agree with hunting anyway, but in the region they do hunt wild boar and they do use dogs. So that was another pointer that was like, I could do a study of a wild boar for my next page in the nature journal. I'm also going to draw a couple of Basque breeds of dogs that I think we might have seen. I'm not sure exactly which one it was that I saw, but it could have been one of the two. So I'm just going to do a couple of sketches of them, I think. So Craig came back from his day out in Madrid, and then he made me a tortilla with salad for like a really late lunch. We had it at like 4:30, and it's since got dark and we are about to head back out to central Madrid, and that's because the Reina Sofia museum is free after 7 p.m, between 7 and 9 p.m. So we're going to go back and look at some of the other floors that we missed because we had to get back for the dogs. The other day we didn't manage to see all of the stuff that we wanted to. But it's evening now and the dogs are tired out, so we can go back out and see the rest of it and hopefully not pay another entrance fee.